get going with the first headline today. So this first headline is lab-grown fish just got real. San Diego startup shows off first slaughter-free yellowtail. So this headline is about a San Diego food tech startup called Blue Nalu, which has grown fillets of yellow fish entirely from cells. So cell-based seafood products are made from real fish meat and fat that are grown through cell cultures in a manufacturing facility. They like to compare it to yogurt, right? You take a bunch of cells, you culture them, and you grow more yogurt. They say that it's nothing crazy. The startup's goal is to meet the demand for real fish products while addressing both ethical and environmental concerns, which is a great cause, in my opinion. What's interesting about Blue Nalu, unlike some of the other similar food tech fish startups, what's interesting about the yellowtail is they can be cooked in many different ways. So it can be steamed or even fried. Some of the other ones tend to fall apart, which is, I guess, one of the challenges with the product. Yeah, so this startup expects to launch its seafood products into a test market within 2 years. So maybe 2 years from now, we'll all be eating lab-grown fish. So question to you all to kick off the conversation, is lab-grown protein the future of food? What do you all think?
Definitely. I absolutely think it is.
Yeah, I would say either lab grown or like Impossible Burgers where it's like plant based. Lab grown is still super hard to do well from what I've researched on it. But I don't think the future of food is having like concentrated animal feedlots with thousands of cows being slaughtered every day 100 years from now, right? At least I hope it's not. They smell terrible when you drive by them.
Yeah, and I would agree. I think, Impossible Beyond have shown that people are really starting to embrace a lifestyle where meat is not the centerpiece of a lot of their meals. And I think the next step, taken beyond is something that can more so mimic meat rather than be a complete different alternative, right? I think the reason Beyond Meat Impossible is so appealing is because it tastes so much like meat and it just makes it very easy. And so lab-grown meat is something that, is ethical, good for the environment, but for those who aren't even so adventurous to try, I think something that's a total meat replacement, lab-grown meat, I think is a very feasible, and realistic future.
I'm for it just for ethical, but I don't want to know about it. Like, do not tell me I'm eating it. I can't picture a restaurant selling it. Like I just, like a waiter giving the spiel where like, oh, we extracted the cells and then we put it in a centrifuge and then we 3D printed it into the shape of a fish that you would like. Like, I just feel like I'm not there yet, but I could probably get there. But we've been eating fake crab meat for years, but that's another one I don't want to know about. But I would like to know how, since they do crab meat with a K, how they're going to spell fake fish. Is it going to be like the banned fish? But yeah, those are my thoughts on the fake fish or fake protein. It's interesting, but I just don't see it like in a restaurant unless the whole restaurant was like lab produced protein.
That's funny.
I totally do.
I went for steaks the other night. I went for steaks the other night and they talked about, the story of how the meat was raised and the specific farm it came from and all that. You could imagine a funny lab grown comp where it's like, oh, this was grown in America's finest lab with certified technicians who are food connoisseurs.
I mean, I think with like it's 3D printed, like you could 3D print a chicken and then it tastes like fish. Like I think that would be kind of an interesting tactic for kitsch.
So one of my dreams is to build a chicken farm on Mars, and this isn't actually a joke. Like, I think the first farmers on Mars that do like actual livestock or poultry are going to be able to sell their product for like thousands of dollars a week or whatnot. And I keep going back and forth like, is everything actually just going to be lab made printed and you won't be able to tell the difference, or is there actually a market for livestock when we get to Mars in the next call it 30 to 40 years? So that's my dream company. Someone can
we're seeing 3D printers used a lot more, especially in food tech. do you all see a future where maybe we actually have 3D printers in our kitchen and able to print, you know, chicken flavored fish like Sarah wanted, or basically anything that you could want?
I don't. It's expensive. I mean, I don't even own a crock pot, so I don't see myself like owning like a 3D food printer. So I think, you know, things like that are total change in behavior, like human behavior. So I would say no. Whereas like just eating something is not really much of a change. It's something you can dabble in. I feel like that's too much commitment to be like worth it for people to invest in it and to purchase it.
Yeah, I have a printer at home that I have not used for 5 years. So I just picture my meat printer is just going to be sitting on my on my counter, not used, and it's going to make me feel bad.
AJ, it looks like you have a nice kitchen there. You got room for a 3D fish printer?
Yeah, I don't see us having that. I mean, the easy, like, you can somewhat kind of print food by just planting a garden outside for tomatoes, and people still don't do that, and they just need water. So I don't see that being a thing. I sold my 3D printer, Sarah, so I'm with you on it. Like, it was great for a month, but then I didn't find anything useful with it.
Maybe I would print Cheetos or like junk food. Sounds pretty good to me.
I actually recently just got a pitch for something just like that. Like literally you put in a few ingredients and it was like 3D print like your favorite snacks. So it was like not so much printing my like meat, but like, you know, put in like the cornstarch and the flour, and then like now I have like my own Cheetos.
Sounds very much like Easy Bake Oven. Sounds very much like Easy Bake Ovens from the 90s, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Like
aren't chicken McNuggets kind of made that way anyway? Like, what are those ingredients? And then they're printed to look like meat. So.
Yeah. So not so different.
Yeah. It's already happening.
It is worth a YouTube to YouTube how chicken McNuggets are made. It doesn't make them taste better the next time you have them.
Oh boy, no, I don't need that. I need comfort right now, and chicken nuggets are that. So we're not gonna ruin that for.
Yeah.
Probably gonna skip over that one. All right, guys, we'll move on to the first cartoon of the day. Cartoonist, do you have something funny for us?
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I scribbled down real fast at the end. I hope you can read it. She says, yeah, I never thought marrying a scientist, he'd come home smelling of fish. And then we have the fisherman.
Wait, yeah, these are great.
Oh, thanks. And lastly, this one, kind of what you guys were talking about.
I see this in Silver Lake now. This is amazing.
Really?
I would love to go there.
That's it.